Thank you, Trishelle. Next up are going to be the upcoming deadlines that participants need to follow. I'm going to introduce Teresa Bingman to cover those slides for everyone. Teresa?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We know the importance of ensuring that you have access to information that you could use to be a part of this settlement. You've heard the deadline once, and we want you to continue to hear this deadline of March 29th. That is when registration ends. And as you know, it is very important for you to ensure that if you're going to participate in this settlement, that you register to participate. Again, Monday, March 29th. The actual time for registering started at the end of January, so already a month has passed. So time is of the essence. You also have until March 29th to object to the settlement filings. By March 29th, if you have objections to the settlement, those must be filed with the federal court. July 12th, there will be what's called a fairness hearing. And you may wonder, what is a fairness hearing? It's a hearing that the judge will conduct to determine whether the settlement is fair, reasonable, adequate, and not based on collusion. So this is the date of the fairness hearing. And then the final date that we want to talk about tonight is August 26th, when the claims period ends, which means after you register, you have the opportunity to file a claim, and you have to file that claim by August the 26th. Again, as Attorney Trishelle Young said, we are available to assist you at our office in Flint. You could call our office for assistance. We want to be there to help you with this process. Next slide, please. We want to go over the 3 options for adult class members in terms of filing by the March 29th deadline. First of all, you must register, and that is to pursue the settlement funds. You can opt out. That means that you do not wish to participate in this settlement program. However, if you opt out, we will not be able to be your attorneys. You will have to have your own individual attorney if you opt out. And finally, you can do nothing. And if you do nothing, that means that you automatically give up any further legal claim to the funds that are part of this settlement program. So you could register, opt out, or do nothing. Next, we want to talk about the options for the minor class members, the minor children. They're not class members. Options for the minor children by the March 29th deadline. They could register to pursue settlement funds. They could file a notice of non-participation. And certainly there would have to be a parent or a guardian or a representative of the child as a minor, assisting them in this process. And thirdly, they can do nothing. However, for minors who do nothing, or if their parent or guardian does not register them for this program, they do retain their rights for up to age 19 to opt to participate. So when they become adults, if they're not part of this settlement program and they decide that that's what they want to do, their rights have been retained up until age 19. Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa. Next, we're going to cover registration FAQs, and we're going to turn it over to Leslie Mitchell-Kroger for this part of the town hall.
Thanks, David. So as you've heard, Teresa mentioned, Trishelle mentioned, Ted mentioned, Michael mentioned that date, and we're gonna say that date a few more times, is March 29th. If you plan to be a part of or desire to be a part of the settlement, to determine your eligibility, you must register by March 29th. Today is March the 4th. That means there are 25 days left for you to complete and submit your registration form. We are here to help you. So what does that mean? If you are registering for yourself, you can fill out your own form. If you've retained an attorney, if it's one of us, we will assist you. If it's someone else, you should leave the town hall meeting and talk to your attorney about getting that done with you or for you. If you're registering on behalf of someone else, your minor child, a parent, someone you have guardianship for, a deceased member of your family, you have to show that you have authority, that you have legal authority to represent them. And so you're going to need some documentation, and we can help you. We can walk you through that and go through the process with you, let you know what you need. So one more time, who needs to register? Everyone who wants to participate in the settlement, everyone who wants to determine if they are eligible must register. That means every person, every property owner, and every business owner, every child, everyone in your family. If you register your child, that does not register you. If you register for yourself, that does not register your child. Every person, every individual, every property owner, every business owner must complete their own registration form to determine eligibility. So let's take a quick look here. This is the beginning of the form. The form can be found online at the Flint Water Justice website, at the official Flint settlement. We're going to have those up. We've also been sending some out, and most of you, if not all of you, should have received a 70-page packet that was mailed out to you, likely from an address in Texas that came from the Archer Company. The first thing that you're going to see on the registration form is one of these 4 boxes. Just note, if you've already done the form online and you got it in the mail, you do not need to do it again. If you did it online, you should have gotten a confirming email saying that it was submitted and received. If you have not gotten that, there'll be some numbers at the end of this presentation that you will need to call to make sure. If you have not filled it out online, if you have not come to the Flint office to get assistance from us and you got it in the mail, go ahead and fill it out. But this is what you're first going to encounter. So let's look at these 4 boxes, because these are very important, and we want to go through them again with you. So the first box, did you own or did you live in a residence that was served by the Flint water treatment plant, or were you legally liable for the payment of those water bills? And the window of time is April 25th, 2014 through November 16, 2020. So again, did you own or did you live in a residence served by the Flint water treatment plant, or were you legally liable for payment of those water bills between April 25th, 2014 to November 16, 2020, just last fall? If any of that is true, you should check that box. Second box may also be true. Second box is, did you own or operate a business served by the Flint water treatment plant, or did you own or operate a business that was legally liable for the payment of those water bills? Again, that time period is April 25th, 2014 through November 16, 2020. If that is true, check that box on the registration form. Third box may also be true. What does the third box say? Were you exposed, or the person that you were registering for, were they exposed to the water that came from the Flint water treatment plant for at least 21 days out of a 30-day period? At least 21 days out of a 30-day period were you exposed, or was the person you're registering for exposed to that water? Again, that window is April 25th, 2014 through November 16, 2020. If that is true, check that box. Last box, last option, slightly different window of time and different diagnosis. Now we have a true medical diagnosis. During the period of April 25th, 2014, same starting date, but ending December 31st, 2018. So 4-year period. Were you exposed to the water from the Flint water treatment plant, and were you diagnosed with Legionnaire's disease? Different time periods, specific diagnosis. You will know if you were diagnosed with Legionnaire's disease. You will have a doctor who has told you this. You will have medical records which confirm that. All 4 of those boxes may be appropriate for you. One of those boxes may be appropriate for you. If you have questions about which one of those is and you can't figure it out, or you have questions, just call us. We'll walk you through it. David? A few other tips. All right, we've been helping hundreds and hundreds, actually thousands of people now since this started. What are some important things about the registration form? We need to know where you lived from April 25th, 2014 to the present. You need your present address so that if something needs to be mailed out to you, we know where to send it. The court knows where to send it. We need to know where you were when the water crisis started, April 25th, 2014 to the present. You need to include your social security number, and you need to have some type of ID. If you have issues uploading some form of ID, you can contact us. You can contact Archer, which is the website administrator. Remember, we do not administer the website, but we are working with them to iron out any issues that you might be having. Next slide, David. And here we go. If you have issues, so here's what's going to happen. You go to the website, you sign up, you put in your email, you're creating an account with your email. You're going to get a login token that comes back to your email within 15 minutes. If you don't see it, check your spam folder. If you're doing it on your phone and you have access to a computer and you don't see it come back to you, try to use a computer. Many people have had success that way. If you are on the internet on your computer and you're using Safari as your browser, your internet provider, or your internet browser, try using Chrome. Many people have been able to work through that as well. Next, David. Okay, again, here is our date. 25 days from today, March 29th is when registration ends. So don't wait. If you don't have a birth certificate for your child, if you've had to order it, go ahead and submit. We can supplement that. You can supplement that. We don't want anyone's registration form to be held up because you're waiting on a piece of paper. Everyone understands with COVID, with offices closed, if you don't have a birth certificate, you don't have a death certificate, it may just be impossible to get it before that March 29th date comes around. Just submit what you have. And then we'll be able to help you supplement, or Archer will be able to help you supplement afterwards. We've gotten questions about people who are worried about the documents that are uploading, the fact that they're having to input their social security number or their date of birth. This is a secure website. It's secure. If you have any questions about it, call us individually, or you can go to the Flint office and you can hand over to a person that you can see your information and they can show you how it's uploaded. We don't want anybody to be nervous or scared about that process. And a number of us have said it, this is where help is available. We have an answering service that is picking up this 866-536-0717, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We are answering those calls as quickly as we can. We ask for your patience. We know many of you are calling in right now and emailing us, and we are doing our very best to timely respond to everyone. The office is open. Trishelle is there very often. Her smiling face answering questions as she can. That's 1188 Robert T. Longway Boulevard, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. COVID protocols are in place. But so far I don't think we've had terrible lines. We've not had terrible waits. They are moving people through as quickly as they can. Technical help. As I indicated before, we are not running the Archer website. We are not the administrator of that Archer website. So if you are having technical problems, we are going to ask you to call Archer because they have to straighten that out. If you are not able to reach success after trying that, then you call us and we'll get it worked out for you. We are here to assist you in whatever way we can. Just from a practical standpoint, a technical issue with the website is something we're going to have to contact Archer for anyway. So we're trying to make it as efficient for you all as possible. But we're here to help you with anything that you get stuck on. Just want to make sure that if you want to register, if you want to be a part of the settlement, that you are able to meet that goal by March 29th.